Mr. Crane prior to the court calling the case today. I think that at this time, Mr. Crane's probably best served proceeding is on his own. There are some constitutional arguments that he's raising that I don't think as a member of the bar I can.
Oh, is he a sovereign citizen?
He's making some sovereign arguments, yes.
Okay, I have very little patience for them. I will let you know that, sir. So, okay, tell me your name.
My name is Randall Crane. That's a living man, not a corporate fiction.
So you're a real person named Randall Crane.
Okay.
Okay, no, listen to me. Sir, you're here today because you have some charges against you. All right.
I'm challenging the court's jurisdiction.
Okay, well, denied. Your motion's denied. I have jurisdiction to the Constitution of the state of Michigan. What's your next? I'm not arguing with you, sir. I have jurisdiction. So
you have to provide subject matter jurisdiction as well as personal jurisdiction to me before these can proceed.
Welcome to today's Courtroom Breakdown. And oh boy, this one is a wild ride. We're stepping into Judge Shackelford's court, where defendant Randall Crane is about to test every ounce of patience the bench has to offer. From the jump, we've got constitutional buzzwords, sovereign citizen rhetoric, and a defendant who insists he's a living man, not a corporate fiction. If you've ever seen those viral courtroom clips where someone thinks they can outsmart the judge with YouTube law, that's exactly the storm we're walking into. Here's the setup. Crane is facing misdemeanor charges and civil infractions, including interfering with police officers and no proof of insurance. Pretty standard traffic and misdemeanor case, right? Wrong. Because instead of dealing with the charges, Randall's strategy is to challenge the very idea that the court has jurisdiction over him. Spoiler alert, it doesn't go well.
Okay, your motion's denied. I have jurisdiction under the Constitution of the state of Michigan. What else? What else?
You do not have jurisdiction over the national.
I just said I did.
No, you don't.
All right. All right. So, sir, do you want to proceed on these cases and talk to the prosecutor? Don't look on your phone while you're talking to me. If you
my notes are on.
No, you listen to me. If you don't know your sovereign citizen arguments well enough to come up here and say them, I can tell you can't have a court. I can tell you can't have a phone.
And here it is, the first wave of sovereign citizen buzzwords. Living man, not corporate fiction. Randall thinks he's found the magic password to unlock immunity from the law. But in reality, these arguments have been rejected by every court, every time, across the country. The strategy? Create confusion, demand impossible proof, and hope the case evaporates. But judges have seen this movie before. Shackelford doesn't even flinch. He's not here to debate constitutional philosophy. He's here to apply Michigan law. And every time Randall repeats, no jurisdiction, he's not protecting himself. He's digging deeper into trouble.
I want you to listen to me. You're here today on misdemeanor charges. No talking. You're brought into court. You've already been arraigned. You have a charge of interfering with police officers in the while they're doing official business. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. You also have a civil infraction for operating using a mobile electronic device, first offense while operating a motor vehicle, a charge of no proof of insurance. Those are both civil infractions. Civil infraction for no proof of or no registration in a motor vehicle. So those are the charges against you, sir. I'm going to tell you the rights that are actually real rights that you have in this court. You have a right to an attorney appointed at public expense if you are indigent without money to hire an attorney, and if the offense charge requires a minimum jail sentence or the court determines that it might sentence you to jail. The appointing authority will decide if you are indigent and appoint counsel if you are eligible. You may have to repay the expense for an appointed attorney. You may contest your ability to pay the ordered fees if the court attempts to collect any costs for an attorney, and the court must determine your ability to pay at that time. If you have a trial, you have the following rights. You have a right to, this is how trials work. You have a right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial, and you can get an order signed by the court to require witnesses to come to court. You have a right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You have a right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent. If you chose not to be a witness on your own behalf, the prosecutor could not comment on your refusal to testify. Lastly, you have a right to be presumed innocent unless you are proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. If you enter a plea, obviously you'd be waiving those rights. You also have a right to be released on bond. Now, it looks like you previously stood mute on these charges, so you're here today for a pretrial. You have a few options, sir, under the law of the United States, the Constitution of the state of Michigan, and statutory law and court rules in the state of Michigan. You can either retain your own attorney to proceed on this case, or you can have a pretrial with the prosecutor directly and try and work out an agreement, or we can set it for a jury trial. Okay, those are your options. You can get an attorney, use a court appointed attorney, but you understand that attorneys have an obligation to follow the law and not make frivolous arguments, which is what you want to make today. And if an attorney makes those arguments on your behalf, I could sanction them. So no attorney on this green earth is going to come in and make the frivolous arguments you're making on your behalf. Or you can speak to the prosecutor, or we can just set it for a jury trial. Out of those, I don't want to hear it. I want you to pick out of those four options what you want to do. Hire an attorney, speak with court appointed attorney, talk directly to the prosecutor to work towards a resolution, or set a jury trial.
This is the first major reality check. The judge spells it out. Misdemeanors, infraction, fines, and possible jail time. This isn't a game. But Randall's so locked into his script of you need to prove jurisdiction that he doesn't hear what matters, the actual consequences. Think about this. Instead of negotiating a plea or exploring a defense, he's burning goodwill with the judge. And judges remember, jurors remember, if this goes to trial, the credibility gap he's digging right now will be a canyon.
Pick.
Let me ask you a question.
No, I asked you a question and I'm telling you to answer it.
And I have the right to understand my rights and understanding.
Sir, here, can you hand him this form? These are your constitutional rights I just read to you. Why don't you have a seat? You have a seat, read your rights, and I'll call your case back up.
I am asking for you.
Have a seat right now and read your rights.
Office.
I see contempt in his future.
Have a seat.
Have a seat right now and read your rights, sir. If you don't understand them, read them.
I move for this court to dismiss.
Have a seat.
Where is he? Okay, well, that might never happen, but, what was that guy's name on that file? Because I'm assuming did he leave?
Cream. He did.
Did he leave?
Yes.
He's big mad. Well, I need that file because I'm gonna give him a bench warrant. All right. All right. Are you okay, Amy?
Yeah.
I'm coming. I promise I'll get to you real.
RFK Jr. is correct. Fluoride in water has hardened a lot of brains.
I'm just, you know what? I know I should be more patient. I'm so tired of the sovereign citizen. All right, we're coming back up. This is 2509380M, the City of Taylor versus Randall Crane. Mr. Crane, you want to come back up? Mr. Crane, did you have a chance to go over your constitutional rights that I provided to you?
Yes, I understand my constitutional rights.
Okay, thank you, sir. So at this time, I gave you four options. Would you like to retain your own attorney? Would you like to speak with House counsel and have an appointed attorney? Would you like to meet directly with the prosecutor? Or would you like to set the matter for jury trial?
I'm going to be requesting for an order of change of venue.
Denied. Anything else? There's no basis for that, sir. So I'm asking you, we'll just set it for a jury trial, okay?
I have to understand everything in regards to my case.
Sir, I gave you your constitutional rights so that you could review them. I also gave you the attorney, a court-appointed attorney to go over those rights with. So I gave you an opportunity to understand your rights. I'm not going to entertain, listen, I'm not entertaining your sovereign citizen arguments because they're unfounded and they're not legal. There's no legal basis for them. So I'm not doing it. So now I'm asking you, out of the 4 choices I gave you, which one would you like to do?
I am required to understand everything in regards to my case,
Okay.
including subject jurisdiction matters.
All right, well, you could do your
Personal
research. I'm
jurisdiction.
setting this for a jury trial. We'll see you back for your jury trial on November 14th of 2025 at 9:00 a.m. I really recommend you retain an attorney prior to that date, sir, because I know I'm going to tell you what you're not going to do, waste the citizens of Taylor's time with your nonsensical arguments. You're going to come in, you're going to try your case. Again, if you want to talk to House Counsel, you could do so. All
I'm
right.
not wasting the city of Taylor's time.
Okay, good. We'll see you on your trial date. Have a good day.
This is the moment where patience officially runs out. Judges are trained to keep composure, but you can see the frustration breaking through. Why? Because courtrooms run on procedure, not personal belief. Randall demanding the judge dismiss this court is like telling gravity to take a break. And when he refuses to follow even basic instructions, like sitting down and reading his rights, that's when contempt of court is on the table. And contempt? That's jail time on the spot. Randall doesn't just risk losing his case. He risks losing his freedom right now.
Samsung, it's either going to be Mr. Wiggins, or Mr. Walker, let's see. There's somebody signing up for a pretrial. Screen name Samsung. There we got sound on Samsung. What is your name?
I'm Jonathan Wiggins.
Okay. Your ticket is 25RO03001. This is a speeding ticket that was issued on the 9th of May at about 1:30 in the morning. You're eastbound 11 Mile in Lafayette. You were cited 35 and a 30. You can admit or deny responsibility, or you can admit responsibility with an explanation. How do you wish to proceed?
Not guilty.
Raise your right hands, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth?
Yes.
Okay. The officer will testify first, please.
Your Honor, on the listed date and time, I was traveling eastbound on 11 Mile approaching Lafayette when I observed a black 2021 GMC Yukon traveling westbound on 11 Mile. Eastbound on 11 Mile when I activated my front moving opposite radar and got a reading at a 47 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone. I also observed the vehicle moving at a very high rate of speed, and that's when I activated my radar. The radar was tested before and after my shift, and I am certified to operate radar, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Wiggins? Sir?
You want to hear my statement is what you say?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Jonathan Wiggins. I was coming home from work, 1:30. I take that route.
We've lost sound.
No, he froze.
He froze and we lost sound.
Let's see if I can go.
We have
Fresh out of a timeout, Randall doubles down. He's still insisting the court has no power, still refusing to choose one of the 4 options the judge gave him. And here's the key point. The judge is being generous. He's offering Randall multiple legal off-ramps. Hire a lawyer, use a public defender, negotiate with the prosecutor, or set a jury trial. But Randall wants option 5, endless argument. The problem? Option 5 doesn't exist. And the more he clings to it, the closer he gets to losing everything by default.
phone number.
We do.
Your Honor, I'd like to just clarify something. I was traveling, I might have missaid something in my testimony, but I was traveling westbound, the vehicle was traveling eastbound on 11.
I don't know what happened, but it just cut off on me.
Yeah, but we got you back. So
Okay,
where it left off was, you said you were on your way home from work?
yeah, I get off at 1:15 and I take 11 mile every day and I know to do 35 miles an hour on 11-mile road and 45 miles an hour on Woodward. I don't have no reason to be racing up and down the street. I'm 60 years old. It was a car on the side of me when he was in front of us, facing us. And when he pulled me over, he said, "You know, you pulled me over for." I say, "No, I don't." He was like, you were speeding." And I was like, "Well, it was two cars. We were side by side on the lane. So how was I speeding?" And he said, "I visually radared you at 47." And I said, "Excuse me?" And at first he didn't have a radar. When I read my ticket, it says that he used the radar. And then he said, "Well, I'm just going to give you a ticket for 1 to 5 over." I still take this route every day. I'm tiptoeing just to get to 75 so that I can get home. It's kids racing up and down Woodward and all type of sports cars. I'm not one of those. And I didn't like him